Hello, this is William Bowman. I'm recording this video for Mr. Herb Turner over at Stump-B-Gone. Thank you so much for allowing me to record this video. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I want to explain exactly what I found on your website, and I want to show you some things that you can change in order to get some better results and some better volume. But in order to do that, I want to explain some things so that you specifically have a better understanding of how to implement these changes and be able to tell when the changes are actually working. Because, I mean, honestly, there's no point in any of these changes unless it brings results, right? So results are key. So I'm going to be covering the volume of clients that are actually looking for your services in your area, what your top online competitor is doing right now in order to win that volume currently, and things that you can do this exact moment on your site so that you can start winning those clients in the future, especially with the winter months coming in, to start, moving some of that traffic your way instead. So to start out, covering the website, it's a good website. I mean, I like the way it's designed. You have information spread around talking about your services. You have the BBB accredited. You have multiple different pages that are talking about all of your different services. The only thing that I would mention is content. Definitely put in more words. You need more words, probably 1,000 to 1,500 on the front page, and probably about 300 to 500 on every back page. And there's a reason for this. It's not just to, fluff up your website. It's specifically so that you can add more keywords. And you want to repeat these keywords 5 or 6 times. But what specifically are keywords? So keywords simply are just what somebody would throw in naturally in order to find services in your area. And this can vary depending on the location. So I'm going to show you some good keywords later on, as well as show you what the volume behind this specific search is. So when we come in here, we search this keyword. I'm going to show you what happens. And I'll explain each section of Google because I think that's important to know. So whenever you search this, the first thing you're going to see is ads. And, this ad section, I'm kind of glad to not see your company here. Unfortunately, what happens a lot of the time is people just scroll right past the ad section. They don't like seeing this ad, but it is a good way if you have a good click rate to kind of build up some clientele while you're waiting for the business to be ranked. But this area, this is a quick win. If you don't already have your GMB, it's called Google My Business. You can simply go to googlemybusiness.com and you can set up an application basically putting the name of your company, location, address, telephone number, and a link to your website. And it'll be a place where people can leave reviews. And a lot of people can find companies here. There's a way to actually optimize this so you end up in the top 3 for certain geographic areas. But I don't want to get into that. The biggest thing right now is if you don't have this set up, definitely go set it up because it can bring you some volume. So the next thing is this is the area I really wanted to focus on, and this is called the organic search area. So this area is only based off of these keywords, and you can't pay to be here. You can pay to be at the bottom ads, but you can't be at the top of this without organic search, like organically ranking for that. So when we look at your first competitor, M.A. Garcia Tree Services in Tyler, Texas, this is where it brings us to. We're going to see, their website, it's not, crazy different. It's not like an amazing website that, somebody spent, years making or anything like that. I don't want to spend too long going into what their website looks like. Instead, I want to show you what's underneath the hood. So when we go to look at what's underneath the hood, this is going to show you some details about this site. And we're going to see, if you see here, it looks like they're getting about 100 customers every single month coming to their site. So that 100 customers in your industry is worth quite a bit of money. So it's really good traffic. And when we look at these numbers, they're not actually that great. But let me explain what these numbers actually are so that you have an understanding of them. So the first number is called a UR. This is called the URL rating. Both of these numbers right here, 0 to 100, the bigger the number, the better. So this URL rating is kind of like the trustability of the site. So it's kind of like, it's like the strength / trustability of whether or not the site is considered by Google's algorithm on the search rankings to be something that can be trusted. So a 19 for position 1, it's decent. It's not the best. Typically for your area with this kind of traffic, I would have expected this number to be like 25, 30. But that just means that it might be bad quality backlinks. But, I don't want to jump into that yet. What is DR? So this DR, they only have a 0.1. This is the lowest DR that I've ever seen for having first place on Google. So this DR is not hard to beat. DR is the domain rating. This is definitely like how it compares to other companies in an area, like its reputation versus other companies in an industry based off of its backlink profile. So, but what the heck are backlinks? I keep saying backlinks, right? So backlinks are simply, imagine if somebody's on Yelp and they write a review and they're saying, hey, I got some tree services done, and honestly, Stump-B-Gone, they are the best company in town. Definitely go use them. And then they put a link to your site. That specific link over that leads them to your site, that is what a backlink is, right? So there is a big difference between quality and non-quality backlinks. You want backlinks that are from, the US, preferably within your industry, that aren't spammy backlinks. You want quality. I've seen, 15, 20 good made backlinks beat 150, 200, 300 backlinks that were just poorly made. So they have about 19 different sites sending them a total of 46 different backlinks. So that's not bad. It's just not growing their DR, which probably has to say something about the quality of their backlinks. Now, but let's see what, I was talking about these keywords, and then I'm talking about backlinks or referring domains. What are we talking about here? So let's look at these organic keywords. So these are the number of different keyword combinations that they're using this specific, all of this specific characteristics of their website to rank for these 19 words. So that means I could throw in 19 different combinations and they would pop up. So let's go and check it out. So when we pop up over here, we see Tree Service Tyler, Texas. That is one of those keyword combinations. Looks like that has a volume of about 200 per month, and they're position number 2. Now, if we scroll down, Tree Removal Tyler, Texas, 70 per month on average search that every single month, and they're position 1. 40 search Tree Trimming Tyler, Texas. 40 search Tyler, Texas Tree Service. See, it's just tiny differences, and it can unlock a whole different amount of volume. So you want to compete for these and try and get yourself ranked number 1 for any of the ones that have high volume, but not just high volume. You don't want to waste your time trying to win over Garcia Tree Service Tyler, Texas, right? Because, first off, it's not the name of your company, but also I like to focus on what are called buyer intent words, right? So what I mean by buyer intent words. So if somebody searches ideal tree service, yes, there's 60 volume searching for that. But these people could be located in Chicago or Florida. It's potentially going to bring you, if it brings you any traffic, if you were actually ranked in the top 10, it might bring you some traffic, but is it actual people that you're going to be able to help or service? Is it going to actually impact your revenue? This probably not. But these types of words can happen on accident just from regular, just from content, writing content and explaining your services. Sometimes you naturally rank for things. But next, I want to show you kind of your site, and I kind of want to speed this up. I'm sorry I'm taking up a lot of your time. When we're looking at your site, it's looking like, no data on the UR, no data on the DR. Looks like you're not ranking for any keywords and you're not getting any traffic. I did take a look at your backlink profile, and I did look at the historical backlinks. Honestly, the backlinks that were made for this site were very, very spammy. They were not very good backlinks. If I go to your historical, if you notice, this is the site, how sat, song sat. I don't even know what language that is. Google knows that it's coming from a different country or region. They're like, what does that have to do with your site? A Tyler, Tyler, Texas Tree Servicing Company. And the rest of them are what we call no follows. So no follows, if you see this tag, what a backlink does is it shares this is the DR and this is the UR, and it shares these numbers with you as long as there's not a no follow, so double negative there. So as long as this doesn't appear, they're going to be sharing some of this with you. So you want a high quality UR, high quality DR backlink that is going to be sharing some of that power with you. So to quickly summarize here in the last 10 seconds, in order to rank your site, what I would recommend is content, 1,000 to 1,500 words. I would recommend going to GMB and getting this set up if you don't have it, and setting up content, backlinks, and your GMB. That should start getting you some good volume. I hope that this was helpful to you. Thank you so much for your time. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. I would really like to hear some feedback on whether or not this information was valuable to you, if it's easy to follow. But thank you, and I hope you have a great day.